Greetings, it is I, the Dalek Emperor. Welcome to another Dalekcast. Our first question comes from Diego Pinhammer 4083. It reads, which incarnation of the Doctor do you hate the most since he is your enemy? All of them, because they are all inferior. They are the enemy of the Daleks. The next is a video suggestion idea from Jamie Alberding. It reads, can you call this week's Dalekcast Daleks and Dragons? Oh my! Very well, I will do that. Okay, so our first video, if you must know, is a song recreation, kind of, but not really. It's a recreation from one of my most recent favorite animated movies, Road to El Dorado. Yes. Now now if you must know, Road to El Dorado is a film where I think two people look for the lost city of gold after being captured by Cortez, apparently, who was voiced by Jim Cummings, amazing actor, if I have to say so myself, yes. I think their name was Ortilio and Miguel. Those two looked for the lost city of gold with the help from an amazing spokesperson named Shell, apparently, not to be confused with Portal 2 Shell, of course. Anyway, so I believe this is kind of a recreation, but not really. A recreation from the song where they sing it's tough to be a god. Let's observe now. Behold. I'm interested.
I'm qualified to come across so sanctified. I just don't cut it with the cherubims. What are you talking about? There again, they're on their knees. Being worshipped is a breeze, which rather suits us in the interim. Between them. Oh my God! It's tough to be a god. Tread where mortals have not trod. Be deified when really you're a shell. Be an object of devotion. Be the subject of soul. It's a rather touching notion. All those prayers and those salams. And who am I to bridle if I'm forced to be an idol? If they say that I'm a god, that's what I am. It's tough to be a god, but if you get the people's nod, count your blessings, keep them sweet, that's our advice. Be a symbol of perfection, be a legend, be a cult, take their praise, take the collection as the multitudes exalt. Dawn of supernatural habits, be crazy not to grab it, so sign up to new gods for paradise.
I loved every second of that. That was very good. Thank you, Jamie Alberding. Yes. I wanna watch Road to El Dorado again. Yes. Also Anastasia as well. One was made by Dom Bluth. Anyway, so for next two videos made by Bludgeon Skull. First is Destiny of a Daleks recreation. Another is Planet of the Daleks. Yes. Let's begin observing. All credit will go to Bludgeon Skull. Let's observe. Yeah, Road to El Dorado, I think it was made before Shrek. So, you can obviously tell it did become a meme.
Do not move! Do not move! Do not move!
Yes,
Do not move! Do not move! Do not move!
Do not
You
move.
are a prisoner! Do not move!
Do
You
not
are a
move.
prisoner! Do not move!
Do not move.
Scan the prisoner for concealed weapons!
Scan her.
Prisoner is unarmed!
Also, apparently it's Rose Tyler, not Romana. We got the wrong one, you fool.
I command you will move forward. Any attempt to escape will be punished. No further warning will be given. Is
Daleks.
that understood?
Is it understood?
Is that understood?
Is it understood?
Speak!
Speak.
Speak!
Yes!
Speak.
I understand.
The prisoner will be taken to interrogation.
Yes. Oh. Okay, so the next one is a Planet of the Daleks recreation. Excellent. Oh, is that it? Okay. Yes, I want to use Premiere Pro, obviously, soon. Anyway,
1940.
so, this next video was made by Yarnhub. Yes. It is called When 3 Acres Fought Germany's Super Pie. That I say.
In the deserts of Libya, 9 P-40B Tomahawk fighters from the South African Air Force 5th Squadron are rushing to the aid of French defenders that are being bombed in a fort. It's a star-studded flight with 3 flying aces in its midst: Cecil Golding, Robin Pear, and Louis Botha. As they approach the fort, they see the Stukas diving. The chilling screams of the infamous sirens, known as Jericho horns, take over the desert. Flashes of destruction devastate the fighting French below. The South African pilot's eyes burn with fury, and the flight charges in for revenge. They strike at once. Most focus on the BF-109s, but Cecil Golding aims to take down a low-flying Stuka. He sweeps in from above, guns blazing. He's behind now, and the Stuka is nothing but a target. The pilot swerves and evades as 50 caliber bullets zip past him.
50 caliber.
But it's an exercise in futility. The much more maneuverable Tomahawk tears the German bomber to pieces until it can hardly maneuver anymore. The Stuka falls towards the ground until it slams violently into the earth in a shower of dust and sand. Across the sky, the battle turns into a fight for survival for the German pilots. The rear gunner of the lead Stuka can do nothing but watch in horror as the swarm of Allied aircraft scatter for targets. He knows they're next. He warns the pilot.
They've got the fighters. They're coming. We need
The pilot
backup
requests
immediately.
immediate backup over the radio.
Anyone nearby. We need backup immediately.
A few kilometers away, famed ace Hans Joachim Marseille and his wingman are on a patrol aboard their Bf-109s when they receive the desperate plea. They don't need to be told twice. They slam the throttle to full and race to the rescue. They arrive to a chaotic scene with Allied fighters all over the Stukas. But Marseille is undeterred. Below him, he spots the closest Stuka. Its tail gunner is trading fire with a chasing Tomahawk.
Stay close and cover my rear. Yes, sir.
They dive into the attack, sweeping from above on the unsuspecting Tomahawk. Marseille is still a way back, but he feels he can land the shot. He pushes the button, and a burst of 20mm fires across the sky. His precision is immaculate, and the shell slams straight into the enemy aircraft. The Stuka crew cheer as their pursuer breaks off, spewing a trail of oil in its wake. The wounded Tomahawk loses power and glides inexorably towards the sand.
That's not good.
Golding watches in horror as he sees his friend go down in a cloud of dust and sand as it hits the earth. In a fury, he turns to meet Marseille. The two aviators are on a collision course. Both are fearless and daring, staring down each other's barrels. They open fire, holding the trigger down as they see the enemy's tracers streaming from both planes. 50 cals zip by Marseille, every one missing its target. Golding has no such luck. His Tomahawk is struck, square in the nose. Shrapnel enters the cockpit, severing the control stick and striking Golding on his left leg. The German emerging victorious.
Oh dear.
Golding has lost pitch and roll control, but he's too low to bail. Despite the pain, he works through the situation. He can still use the rudder to steer left and right using his healthy leg, but it causes a roll. Fortunately, the Tomahawk can extend flaps independently, so he uses them to carefully counteract the roll. Very gently, he limps the aircraft lower and lower, cutting back on the throttle to slow for the eventual landing. His heart accelerates the closer the ground gets. The slower he goes, the more he needs to deploy the flaps just to keep the nose up. He skims the ground as low as he dare. The aircraft bleeds off speed as he deploys more and more flaps to keep it in the air, shedding as much speed as he can before the inevitable impact.
Oh, damn. Oh god, another advertisement. There you go.
Cecil Golding comes round, dazed and confused, but somehow alive. He pulls back the canopy and is surprised to see none other than his friend who was just shot down, running to his aid.
They've got my leg.
Go on, let's get you out.
Oh dear.
I'm down. Robin, Louis, make sure you get the blood.
Robin Pear hears the message and doesn't wait around as he sees Marseille's Bf-109 in the distance. He sets a course to intercept alongside his wingman. Marseille is running low on 20mm ammunition, but he's far from done. As the two Tomahawks approach him, he turns to face the danger head on. Pear opens fire. Then Marseille. But today, luck is with the German. Pear's hand releases the trigger as a 20mm volley pummels through the cockpit of the Tomahawk.
Oh dear.
It's over. As Pear stops firing, this tells the German ace all he needs to know, and the Tomahawk drifts down, exploding in a ball of fire.
Oh dear.
Back on the ground, Morrison and Golding are making their way on foot to the fort. when the pair notices a third airframe smoking on the ground. It's the Stuka Golding had shot down just a few minutes prior. They make their way to the wrecked enemy aircraft as fast as they can with Golding's injury, while the smoke grows into a fire. Golding tells Morrison to go on ahead, and the captain sprints the last leg of the distance. Within, he sees a German pilot hunched over the controls, weak but alive.
Yeah, get in, get that.
Ha! No chance.
Back in the air, Louis Botha, the last of the 5th Squadron's 3 aces, spots Marseille hounding yet another one of his friends, and he charges in to the rescue. Botha catches the German mid-chase, flying by while ripping through the Me-109 with his 50 caliber machine guns. Marseille immediately breaks off the chase, leaving the extremely battered Tomahawk to escape the scene. Marseille's 109 has a few extra holes, but no heavy damage, so he sets his sights on the new Challenger. The pair lock themselves in combat, twisting and turning in a variety of aerial maneuvers. Marseille catches glimpses of Botha, and Botha does the same, both opening fire and striking the enemy, but both failing to land that critical hit. They grind each other down in a battle of wits and cunning, but as it drags on, Marseille starts to gain the upper hand. Botha just can't keep up. Marseille is flying like a man possessed, somehow managing to find opportunities to fire where no other pilot can. Bit by bit, the German grinds down the Allied Tomahawk. Botha can feel its performance deteriorating. The opportunities are becoming scarcer, and escaping enemy volleys becoming harder. Marseille sweeps in for another attack run and tears through the Tomahawk with 7.92mm. One bullet punching straight through a coolant line. A white trail shoots out the back of the Tomahawk, and Botha decides it's time to run to fight another day. Marseille spots the fleeing Botha and wants to give chase, but in the distance, 3 more P-40Bs are flying his way. He glances at his ammunition counter, and the needle is right at the bottom. He has no choice. He has to turn for home. Botha tries to nurse his plane home, but the temperature gauge is rapidly increasing. It's not good. He has to ditch. He knows if his plane goes down that the German will have defeated 3 aces today.
Damn German! Bloody hell!
But finally, he has no choice and puts down his bird in the desert. All 3 aces were defeated, and only 2 escaped with their lives. Marseille, on the other hand, returns to land with 6 more victories to his name, bringing his tally to 75.
Leave some for me next time.
9.
Today we're launching our new Aces collection, where you can buy merch.
Oh, that's it. Okay then, well that was fun. Anyway, my fellow subjects, I hope you enjoyed this Dalekcast today. If you did, well, remember to subscribe for more. See you all in the next video then, farewell. Thanks all for the enjoyable video today. Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official Dalek Empire, or you will be exterminated. There will be no resistance. I am the god of all